Hey guys, this is Goku, and today we're going to be talking about expected value and hand ranges. You will learn what expected value is and how to calculate it. Most importantly, you will learn how to use it to make better decisions not only on the poker table. You will also learn about hand ranges and why it is very important to always try and put your opponent on a certain range of hands. So, let's get right into it. Expected value is a concept in probability that is used to describe the average outcome of a given scenario. So say you're flipping a coin with a friend and he tells you he's gonna pay you $1 if it's heads and you're gonna have to pay him 50 cents if it's tails. How do you evaluate if this game is profitable for you or not? You use expected value, or EV. Every coin flip has equal probability of being heads or tails. So you calculate the EV by multiplying 0.5, which is the probability of it being heads, by $1, which is the amount your friend is going to give you, and you add to that 0.5, which is the probability of it being tails, multiplied by minus 50 cents, which is the amount you're gonna have to pay your friend. So that comes to 50 cents minus 25 cents, which equals 25 cents. So you can expect to win 25 cents out of every single coin flip in the long run. So in the same way, you can use EV to calculate the probability of any decision in your life. For example, whether to buy a new car or a used one, whether to buy a house or to rent one, whether to invest in company A or company B, and so on. Of course, you don't always know the exact probabilities as with flipping a coin, and most of the time you'll have to estimate them. In poker, your goal is obviously to maximize the expected value, as you want to maximize your profits and minimize your losses. We'll go over an example of a hand in a minute, but let's first talk about hand ranges. Whenever you're playing a hand, you should always think about what your opponent could be holding in that spot. And you shouldn't try to put him on a specific hand like, I'm sure he has aces, so I'm gonna fold. No, you always have to think about all the possible hands your opponent could play this way up to this point, and that is his range of hands. So let's go over an example. You raise from middle position with aces and get called by the button and the small blind. The board comes Jack 10-5. Small blind checks and you bet 1500. The button, who is a loose aggressive player, raises to 5500. At this point, given your knowledge of the player, you put him roughly on the following range of hands. All his jacks and tens, which you're bidding, 48%. All his straight and flush draws, 38%. All his jack tens and pocket fives, 14%. His raise gives you the odds of 4 to 9, so you only need to win about 31% of the time to break even. So you call. You don't want to raise because you think it would probably make him fold all his jacks and tens which you're beating. The turn is a 4 of clubs. It's a great card for you as it doesn't complete any of his draws, and you decide to bet 6500. The button calls. Because he just calls there, you think that he most likely doesn't have a pair of jacks or tens at this point, and that he'd fold most of his weak draws. You think he'd re-raise all in the majority of his hands that are beating you and all his pure bluffs, so you narrow down his range to strong draws 80% of the time and hands that are beating you 15%. The river is a king of hearts. What's your strategy? Do you go all in for your remaining 6400 or do you check call? At this point, you are pot committed and your hand is too strong to fold, so folding is not an option. Let's look at the EV to help us decide what to do. Based on how you read this hand, you estimate that his range consists of draws that got there about 75% of the time and draws that missed about 25% of the time. Let's calculate the expected value of the first decision. There's 26k in the pot and you're going to bet 6400. So the EV is 0.75 times minus 6400 plus 0.25 times 26,000, which is 1700. So on average, you're gonna make a profit of 1700 in this spot if you correctly estimated your opponent's range. What about the check call? Well, you know that after your check, the button is gonna shove all in with all his hands that are beating you and with about 80% of the hands that he missed. So the expected value is 0.75 times minus 6400 plus 0.25 times 0.80 times 32,400 plus 0.20 times 26,000, which is 2,980. So check calling is actually better in this spot, as in the long run it will earn you 1,280 more than betting out. Okay, so we've talked about the EV and the hand ranges. You know that your decisions on the poker table should always be made so that you are maximizing the expected value. As you've seen in the example, sometimes it is better not to bet and go for a check call, even in a spot where it seems you should be betting. You've learned that you should always try and put your opponent on a range of hands, and as the hand progresses, you can narrow it down significantly. Of course, the more experience you have and the more information you have on your opponent, the better you'll be able to estimate his range. Thank you so much for watching, and congratulations! You are now one step closer to becoming an awesome poker player. If you enjoyed this lesson, please share it with your friends, click the like button and subscribe for more future videos. You should know that it is very important that you put the knowledge you have acquired into practice. This course will teach you all you need to know in order to beat the small stakes games, but you gotta practice. You have to get comfortable playing poker. You have to learn these fundamentals by heart. I cannot stress this enough. You will only get better if you practice. Even 15 minutes a day will do wonders for your game in the long term. So, have fun playing and I wish you all good luck. See you in the next lesson.